brace yourselves, because what we're about to unpack will leave your jaw on the floor. You thought the Diddy saga was wild before? Buckle up, because now even Oprah Winfrey is being pulled into the chaos. Yes, you heard that right. The Oprah, queen of daytime TV, billionaire, empowerment icon, the same Oprah who built her empire on compassion, healing, and powerful storytelling, is now being linked to one of the darkest, most scandalous unravelings in entertainment history. And the man blowing the lid off this secret, none other than Denzel freaking Washington. We're not talking about some random tabloid speculation or anonymous internet chatter. This is Denzel Washington, the industry's moral compass, stepping into the storm. And when he speaks, people listen. Let's rewind the tape. First, there was Diddy's legal tailspin. It didn't just start with whispers, it came crashing down with Cassie's bombshell lawsuit back in late 2023. As from there, all hell broke loose. Police raids, shocking video footage, homes full of unspeakable items, baby oil in gallons, adult toys by the hundreds, and secret rooms straight out of a horror film. It wasn't just a scandal, it was a nightmare dressed in designer labels. And what once looked like Diddy's glitzy empire, it turned out to be a horror show in disguise. So how does Oprah come into this? That's where things get even messier, because her name didn't just surface from an anonymous Reddit thread or a sketchy YouTuber. No, her name came out of Denzel Washington's mouth. Let that sink in. Denzel, known for keeping it classy, for staying out of Hollywood mess, but this time he's had enough. Sources close to him say he's been watching Oprah for years with side eye, not just because of her public persona, but for what she allegedly does behind the scenes, especially to Black women. And then it all snapped into place. Let's not act brand new. Diddy and Oprah have known each other for decades. The award shows, the red carpets, the interviews. It wasn't just one or two random encounters. This was a long-standing industry relationship. Diddy's even been on the Oprah Winfrey show, laughing with her, talking about his hustle. Back then, it seemed like mutual respect between two icons. But now, people are watching those clips with a very different lens. The internet doesn't forget, and neither do the fans. Old clips are resurfacing. Moments that seemed harmless now feel off, unsettling. And with every new revelation about Diddy's alleged freak-offs, his private gatherings where celebrities, models, and influencers partied behind locked doors, Oprah's presence at some of these events is raising some serious eyebrows. Let's talk about those infamous white parties. On the surface, glitz, glamour, and endless champagne, but behind closed doors, darkness, allegedly. Multiple lawsuits describe these events as anything but innocent. Women flown in from overseas, models allegedly lured under false contracts, guests forced to hand over phones before being led into special rooms. There are leaked photos of barely conscious women sprawled across furniture, while A-list celebrities, yes, even ones as big as Jay-Z, Mariah Carey, Kim Kardashian, Leonardo DiCaprio, stood just feet away. And yes, Oprah Winfrey was allegedly spotted at more than one of these gatherings. Does that mean she participated? Not necessarily, but if even a fraction of what's being alleged is true, how could anyone in that room claim they saw nothing? This isn't just a PR disaster, it's a federal investigation stretching across New York, California, and Nevada. Over 100 testimonies, 25 minors, one 13-year-old girl says she was drugged and assaulted by Diddy himself after an award show. Others claim they were fed sedative-laced drinks. Men have also come forward with their own horrifying stories, and Diddy, he's not lounging in some cushy rehab center. He's locked up in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, one of the roughest, most dangerous prisons in the entire country. This is real, and it's unfolding in front of us. Now let's get back to Oprah, because here's the thing. People aren't saying she committed a crime, but the bigger question is, where's her voice now? This is the woman who's made empowerment her brand, who's been the loudest voice during Hollywood's Me Too wave. But when Black women like Taraji P. Henson, Fantasia, and Halle Bailey speak up about how they were treated under Oprah's leadership on The Color Purple, crickets. Taraji said it plain. Oprah underpaid her. And she's not alone. The whispers have been there. Now there's shouts. Diddy is awaiting trial. The list of accusers growing by the day. But what we're witnessing isn't just the fall of one man. It's the exposure of a network, one that thrived on silence, wealth, and the belief that no one would ever dare question it. And now that belief is crumbling. The lawsuits are mounting. The stories are devastating, and the public, they've had enough. They're not letting go, not this time. So will Oprah address the allegations? Will she confront the silence, or will she let her legacy bleed from the shadows? Only time will tell. But make no mistake, the world is watching. As the walls of Hollywood's dark underbelly continue to collapse, we've hit a tipping point. The whispers have turned into full-blown screams. And now, it's not just the fringe media picking up the story. Mainstream outlets are circling like vultures. They've caught the scent. Something massive is brewing, and the Oprah-Diddy connection might be the biggest twist yet. What makes this especially wild is how the public perception of Oprah is starting to fracture. For years, she was untouchable, the woman who could do no wrong. But now, people are combing through everything, her interviews, her speeches, even her silence. And the inconsistencies are impossible to ignore. Remember the emotional sit-downs she hosted for sexual assault survivors, the heartfelt documentaries, the charity galas where she championed justice and healing? That same Oprah is now being scrutinized for what she didn't say, for who she didn't protect, and for the company she did keep. We're in a different era now. The age of accountability isn't slowing down. And celebrities who used to be able to duck behind publicists and legal teams, they're getting called out loudly. Oprah's silence is growing more deafening by the day. People aren't buying the guilt by association defense anymore, because this isn't just about who she was seen with. It's about when, how often, and what happened afterward. Why didn't she ever call out Diddy? Why were there never any distancing statements, any red flags raised from her massive platform? Why, when other victims came forward, did she never offer them a spotlight like she did for others? Oh, especially when Black women were involved? It's not just Oprah who's feeling the burn. Other big names, Jay-Z, Leonardo DiCaprio, Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, Ashton Kutcher are all getting dragged into this vortex. Every photo, every party guest list, every red carpet interaction is being picked apart. People want to know who was just near Diddy and who was in on it. But Oprah's case is different because she didn't just stand next to Diddy. She had the power to influence, to question, to investigate. And for someone who's built a billion-dollar empire on living your truth, that silence cuts even deeper. Social media is on fire. Hashtags are trending. Where is Oprah? And Say Her Name Taraji are gaining traction. Think pieces are flooding TikTok and Instagram, dissecting Oprah's past with surgical precision. Podcast hosts are devoting entire episodes to her complicity. People are angry, not just at the monsters, but at the gatekeepers who let them thrive. It's no longer enough to say, I didn't know. The public is demanding answers, and more importantly, action. Even the entertainment industry itself is starting to fracture. Several young Black actresses are reportedly turning down interviews, press junkets, and deals involving Oprah's own network. Quiet boycotts are bubbling behind the scenes. And let's not forget, this whole avalanche started because of Denzel Washington. He cracked open a vault no one dared touch. And he didn't do it for headlines. He did it because he couldn't stand by anymore. That's what separates this moment from a typical Hollywood scandal. When someone like Denzel, respected, grounded, and silent until now, finally snaps, you know something seriously rotten. Insiders say he's been trying to have private conversations with Oprah for years, that he's raised concerns quietly behind the scenes, but every time he was brushed off, ignored, or pacified. And now that the truth is bubbling up, he's no longer protecting anyone. He's standing with the victims. So how did Diddy maintain his throne for so long? That's the real question, because these allegations, They didn't just appear out of thin air. There were decades of clues, whispered stories, settlements, and yet Diddy kept climbing. Album deals, award show invites, global business partnerships. It's almost like the system needed him. And many believe Oprah, with her media empire and influence, was one of the key players in that system. Even if she didn't explicitly protect him, she also didn't challenge him. And when someone as powerful as Oprah chooses not to challenge evil, that's enabling. That's why people are furious. Because if she won't say something now when the world is burning, what does that say about her values? And there's one part of this story that's making people's skin crawl. Some investigative bloggers are looking into Oprah's Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa. Again, there's no direct evidence linking the school to Diddy's parties. But the timing, the access, the pipeline from those girls into entertainment careers, it's making people ask questions they never thought they'd have to ask. Did some of those girls, once full of hope and ambition, get pulled into the very industry that's now unraveling with abuse and manipulation? Were they protected or preyed upon? It's heartbreaking even to consider. But people are digging. They want answers and they want justice. Right now, Diddy's facing the fight of his life. Federal prosecutors are reportedly preparing even more charges. And his legal team, they're barely holding it together. Every day brings another leak, another bombshell, secret tapes, witness testimonies, documents the public was never supposed to see. And every day, another illictor's name surfaces. Oprah has a choice to make. She can speak, she can do something, or she can keep hiding behind lawyers and press reps, hoping the storm will pass. But let's be honest, it won't. What we're witnessing isn't just the fall of a few celebrities. This is a cultural shift. For the first time in a long time, power isn't enough to protect you. Image isn't enough. Wealth isn't enough. The people want authenticity. They want accountability. And they're not backing down. Diddy's story may have cracked the dam, but Oprah's involvement, even if indirect, is what's turning this into a flood. Because if someone as beloved, as respected, as untouchable as Oprah can be pulled into this mess, no one is safe from scrutiny. The next few weeks are going to be critical. More victims are reportedly coming forward. More documents are expected to be unsealed. There are whispers of audio recordings, secret conversations, damning proof, and names we haven't even heard yet. Will Oprah finally make a public statement? Will she distance herself from Diddy? Will she apologize to the women who feel betrayed, or will she double down, keep quiet, and watch her legacy collapse under the weight of her silence? Either way, the world is watching. Denzel has lit the match, and the fire, it's spreading, because this isn't just a Hollywood scandal anymore. It's a reckoning for the icons, for the empires, for the lies we believed for too long, and it's only just begun.